Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Turán III prototypus. It's a tier 5 German medium tank. In fact, actually, it's a Hungarian tank. The only Hungarian tank in the game. And it's located on the south shore of Fisherman's Bay under the command of Bella Delphine Filipperino. Well, what can I tell you about this tank? Well, 75mm gun. Underwhelming armour, I should say. Good gun depression, 10 degrees. But it's very vulnerable. The armour's so thin, this tank should never really fall at the front line. It's not really designed for it. But Filipperino is actually taking it up to the front line, doing exactly the opposite of what you should do with this tank. Now, it does have good gun depression, so it means it can fight on ridge lines, but it's really not a brawler. And I think you can notice that it's also got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. And Filipperino is actually trying to get his 3rd mark of excellence. And the first enemy's turned up, it's a T-43. He's looking for a shot. Looking for the gap. Oh, took a round from the enemy Arty. I think he must have been spotted and stood still too long. And that's quite a good, decent hit, that 144. Was a very close splash, but it means the M44 is looking in this area for a shot, and so he can't afford to stay immobile for long. And he's just spotted a Panzerfoot 3-4. Remember, the M44 is looking this way. Fires another one in, and his engine's sounding a bit rough now. It's not damaged at the moment though. Now, there are other Hungarian tanks that are not in the game yet. Wargaming hasn't really put them in, and there are some Romanian tanks that we can put in the game as well. It's a bit of a pity that they're not there, because there's some decent tank destroyers from the Romanians, and that was the M44 again, making his presence known. And we've been stunned again. I'm not going to do the Klaus song. I'm not as good as Klaus when it comes to singing it. I think he's quite funny when he does those songs. Well, he's certainly looking towards those enemies, and the team in the city have actually done fairly well. But he's now approaching the midline, and we know that there's a Striv M42 up here somewhere. Right, he was looking in that direction just in case the Striv M42 fired. Okay, can he get shots on these enemies as they're passing through? Well, he's got the cover of that building here. There's the KB3. Gets one into him. And another. Now, the alpha damage on this gun is 115 hit points, if I remember correctly. No, it's 110, sorry. And he's loaded only APCR, and the reason for that is you don't get a whole lot of rounds in the Turán. So you might as well carry full alpha. Oh, he's got a fire! He set fire to it. And another one into the engine bay. Average roll. And puts another one in. Gets the kill shot. Yes, he does. And that Striv has turned up again. He needs to be careful, because that Striv, yeah, there he is. Ooh. They're good tanks, those Striv M42s. Give me a shot. Yes! That's his 2nd kill. And of course, oh, and gets hit by the Arty firing through the gap. In fact, that was a very close one, that one. Right in front of him. Tends to indicate that the M44 is probably over in the northeast corner of the map, because he managed to thread it through the gap. If he was over the other side, he would have found that impossible. Okay. Stayed in the bush for a little moment. You get shots in the M6. I think he thought about going through those bushes and shooting around the corner, but the problem with that, of course, is that if there's enemy back at their cap, they'd see him immediately and shoot him. So he's being very cautious. And the KV-1S is over on the other side of the map. He's just sitting in the bush line at the moment. Yeah, I think this is a good place to sit for a moment. Oh, he's turning around. His reference points are outside, so he's going to get spotted. And he didn't get spotted. The enemy are not looking in this direction or just out of range. That's surprising. I felt sure he would have been spotted. Okay, so repair kit and first aid come off cooldown. Can't hit the T1 heavies the other side of that ridge line. And there's bound to be a tank destroyer back near their cap area. He's taking a chance. There's the M44. Can he get a shot? Yes, he can, but he's not going to risk it for the moment. I think he's going for that tree line before he shoots. He has been spotted now. There must be a tank destroyer just in front of him. Yes, there is. It's a Jagdpanther 4. Fires one in. Oh, and that's painful. T-3485 just over in the corner. Ouch. Now, did he do enough to get his third mark? Well, looks like the Jagdpanzer 4 has met his doom at the hands of our AMX-13AM. And there's only 3 enemy tanks left. One Arty, the M44, a T-3485, the one that killed him, and T1 Heavy. And we know where the T1 Heavy is. And I reckon they're going to find the M44 somewhere over in the dip. So there was one M44 on the northeast corner and one on the northwest corner. It was a risky move to go beyond that tree line. He wasn't spotted until he actually poked through. And the T1 Heavy's gone down. In fact, the T1 Heavy was taken out by the IKV-90, but not before he got our T-3485. And the enemy T-3485 is moving south, which means the M44 is unguarded. So the Skoda could go over the ridgeline and get him. We've got 2 in the cap, and there's the M44. 2 shots should be enough. Oh, the M44 just derped and shotgunned the Skoda, and the M44 goes down to our own M44, who's sitting in the southwest corner of the map, and he's not the closest to the T-3485, and unfortunately he just got seen by the T-34 and killed. And they capped out to win. That's sad, because they could have got that last kill. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And he did get the 3rd mark of excellence with all that effort he put in. Yes, he got the 3rd mark up, so 95% for Belle Delphine Filipperino. And he also managed to get an ace tanker during that game, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage on the enemy, a bruiser and a fire effect, but no epic medals, I'm afraid. But that doesn't matter because he certainly got his 3rd mark, and that's what counts. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, didn't get the highest amount of damage during that game. That went to the M44 and the enemy team. He got 2,227 hit points of damage overall. Then came Tiger 131. He got 1946. And then we got Filipperino with 1359 in his Turán. And when it came to kills, it was the T-3485 on the enemy team. He got 3 kills. Then Filipperino managed to get 2 alongside a lot of other enemy and teammates on his own side. And when it came to base experience points, he got the highest, 1,003. And that's mainly down to the spotting he was doing in the centre. The next highest was the Churchill 3 with 958, and then the Tiger 131 with 825. He fired 15 rounds in that game. And it's lucky because he didn't carry a whole lot of ammo with him. You don't get that many in Turán. He got 12 direct hits and 12 penetrations, and that's down to the fact that he was using APCR throughout. Damage of 1,359 hit points, and all of it was at close range. He received 4 hits from the enemy, 3 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and 3 hits as a result of splash from the M44. He spotted 5 enemy vehicles, damaged 4 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance of 1,258 hit points. On a premium count, he earned 53,060 credits during that game. 2,000 for repair, 42,000 for ammunition. That's the big cost, and then auto resupply of consumables. He actually ended up with a loss, a deficit of 16,985 credits from that game. And that was on a premium account. If he'd actually been on a standard account, it would have been even bigger, the loss. He received 1,505 XP, 602 for it being a premium vehicle, took away 2,107 experience points altogether. But the good thing is that a lot of people actually picked up the Turán III in their Christmas boxes and their loot boxes, and they've probably never heard of it or played it before. So watching videos like this will actually give you an idea of how you can actually third market. But, and I would say but, Bel Delphine Filipperino is a good player, a very good player. He is a unicum. If you try to play as he did here with a brawling at the front line, I think you're going to come off worse, because the Turán is not a brawler. It's actually a sniping tank that really should be sitting back with the TDs, taking pot shots from a distance, because it just doesn't have the armor to defend itself. It's only if you're a good player with the ability to think clearly about where you can go and where you can't go that you can actually play this tank and get shots on the enemy without actually getting killed in the process. But as you can see, at the end of this battle, he did get killed, and that's, I think, because he ventured beyond that tree line and the enemy was close by, and it was almost a certainty there was going to be a TD in close proximity to that corner. And so maybe that was a bad decision, maybe not. It might have been easier for him if he'd stayed close to the tree line and waited for his teammates to come over the other rise. The enemy would have been focused on them, and then he could have darted out and gone after them. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.